Right, I think we're live. I think we're live in the room. Good morning, everybody. How you doing? I've moved office, as you can see. I've got some fancy lights up. I've even got a flag or two up. So, welcome. But same as say, the flags that I ordered haven't turned up. I hope to have like some other flags, another dollar bill flag, and I've got some soundproofing as well that I've come up because it's quite an echoey room. This so. On these walls here, I've got like the black squares. Let's just see if everybody's in here. Morning, Doogie. How are you doing? But also on this move, the one thing I have moved down here for is the actual internet is absolutely spot on. It's like 65 megs. So, morning. It's not finished yet, Steve. It's not. So here and here. I'm going to have some more flags. I've got some dollar bill flags and I've got some Wall Street posters that I've ordered turning up. But they haven't come. I ordered them on Monday and they haven't come, so I'm still waiting for them. So it's sort of half done. Should be good though, hopefully. Same as say though, it's good. I feel better down here. The same as say, I think the camera looks better as well with a bit of better lighting and stuff like that. So it's just nice to move. It's good to get out of the house. I've got a gym just down the road as well, so I'm gonna get out and obviously, like I've been doing my arse basically. As you can see, my account's back down again, right? I tweeted a tweet out yesterday saying this week I felt like I've been underwater more than Michael Phelps, right? Everything that I'm doing at the moment, I just keep on losing money. Basically, every single trade, there's nothing that's getting like flow for me at all. It's really bad conditions for my strategy. So I thought to myself, right, I'm feeling really down. I need to do something. So I thought I'd move offices. The internet's better down here. There's a gym close, so hopefully it'll encourage me to get a bit fitter. And just the change is positive. Set as the dogs. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Morning. Same as say, it's not done yet, guys. It will be better, hopefully. And same as say, once the background's all filled in, I would like to like all the little edges that I put on the Discord and stuff like that, like the one that I put on yesterday about the closing edge as the Dow shorts. That's what I would like to do. I would like to put some videos on YouTube like that and and sort of go over edges statistically, back test them myself so I can give everybody the results as if they work or not, and go down that route with it, because same as say, these lives are good and I really enjoy them. They're really good. They sort of give me a massive positive kick, but I actually really enjoy sort of looking for edges in the market, and I think that would be something that I would enjoy doing in the week where I'm sat at home. And when you sat watching this DAX at the moment, there's nothing for me to do, totally nothing. The more I try and force it, the more I'm going to lose money. I've got to just obviously try and wait for the right correct day type. Like yesterday is a massive sort of thing about that. Yesterday I got into a trade on the DAX. I didn't lose loads of money basically. I lost a little bit. Let me just see what's going on with this stream now. I think we're good though. I'm on my PC at the moment, but if this goes down, I'll switch over and get onto it from a Mac. Because I thought with the added internet speed, my PC would be good, but I don't know if it is. I think it's still having a few problems. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can get a short back inside. There's a hairdresser's this side of me. That's where my wife's shop is, like this side. So I'm facing this way, but the shop's on a high street that way. So yeah, you're welcome to come down. I've had a short back and sides this week on my account, to be honest, mate. But same as say, right, so what it is with my strategy, I don't really have to sit here and trade all day like I've told you. So there's a lot of times where I'm just basically doing nothing in the day. So to get out the house, to have a change of scenery, to get up and actually, leave the house, see other people. It's in Kidsgrove, Dave, which is a town in Stoke-on-Trent. So it's located in Kidsgrove on the high street in Kidsgrove. And this is just at the back of it. It's a back spot. So, yeah, you're welcome to come round for a trim, mate. Prices are going up, though, with inflation, let me tell you. It's haircuts are becoming expensive, but you're all welcome to come round anytime if you want to ever come and drop in. And jump on a live with me. Anybody's welcome, by the way. But like that, as I was saying yesterday, this is the problem that I had yesterday. Daytime, it just wasn't there for me with the darks. I got into a long. This is what I was thinking yesterday. So I got into a long here, and I ended up losing on this account. I ended up losing like 12 quid, which is about 0.3R or something like that. But I got into this long here. This is the top of the IB. We had the pivot below market. We're in this massive consolidation. And I thought, right, okay, this could be the day where we actually try and probe out of it. And how I thought it was, this leg here out the IB, we come back and retested the IB. We saw a clear rejection of the IB. So obviously, once we got back above it, I'm thinking that this low here is a low and we can expand. We can get another leg up. And we could go and push out the top of this massive consolidation that we've been in, right? It never happened for me. So I got in long. I sort of went into profit, went out of profit, went into profit, went out of profit. And by the end of the day, I think it just ended up just slightly negative. But this is the issue with my strategy. Since the 3rd of November, we haven't had one single day type, which is even where my strategy is even able to make any money at all. Because as you know, I try and hold all my trades till 9 p.m. and all we've seen is flow out of balance and then reverse back into balance, or flow below balance and then reverse back into balance. So if you're hitting it long and open to hold till 9 p.m, you've got no chance of making any money. It's literally impossible. You need the days where the days just flow all day. And over the last 6 weeks, we've had one on the 14th of October, and the last one I think was on the 2nd of November. But how that day worked out, it was I couldn't get massive R on it. I think it was Monday. Yeah, no, this day. That's the day there. So as you can see, this is the last day where we've sort of had flow all day and finished at 9 p.m. at the sort of high of day here in this area. But how my strategy put me in the market, normally these pivots are a lot tighter here, and it put me in at the top of the market and also spread my risk box. So I was only able to sort of make 2R. Now since that day, I've basically just been treading water and swallowing losses. That's all I've been doing. I'm not afraid to admit, it's, you can see my account, it's back down again. I'm just sort of treading water. There's nothing for me to do. It's so frustrating. And as a rule of thumb, you do normally get 2 trend days a month. And my system is profitable. My system is profitable with 2 trend days a month. I also normally get the odd 1 or 2 R here or there as well every month, but it's just not been happening. It's I don't know what to say about it. It's embarrassing, really, more than anything, because I'm sitting on a YouTube live and I'm not making any money. I'm just doing me off. But I don't know if that's actually a good thing. And a lot of other people are actually going way behind and going mega negative. So that's the only positive that I can take out of it, is that I'm not going massively negative. I'm not 20% down or 25% drawdown or anything like that. I am sort of treading water, very quick to get out of my losing trades. And when it does go, I'm going to get one good day, which is going to push me right back up again. That's what I'm hoping. So yes, it sucks. Let's get into the comments and check how you guys are. By the way, right, guys, how good is the Discord, right? I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet, because it's nothing to do with me whatsoever, right? The guys that are in the Discord are all absolute ledges. They really are. But how good is it to have something that's free, where people are in there who are actually trading the markets, who are putting the losses on, who are putting the wins on, who are putting their entries on, and it's all good. It really is. We've had no negativity. Obviously, there's one person who's been moved off. That's it. We've got about 170 people in there, and I love it. I do. I stand back, and it makes such a change from Twitter and all the waffle that you see on Twitter, and people just putting winners on, and it's oh, look at me, I'm a ledge type of thing. The people who are in the Discord are absolute ledges. They really are. So I'm so pleased with it. It's been fantastic. When you've got Dave's been killing it this week. All the people in there are absolute ledges. They really are. Trend the Market's in there. If you're not in our Discord and you're watching these YouTubes, you need to hit me up for the link, because you are missing out. It's really good. Charlie, another absolute ledge out of the Discord. Morning. How you doing? That guy kills oil. He's fantastic. He's a great trader. But yeah, Angela as well this week. You know, she, all the discussion that we've had this week. I think that Angela's a ledge really underneath it all. I really do. Mikos is an absolute ledge. We've got a prop trader, a proper killer in there who's traded for 18 years in Chicago, who's like been on the FX dealing desk. You know, like he's in our Discord room. You know, like yes, he's a lot of the time I'm looking at it and thinking, fuck it, I don't even know what the guy's talking about really, but I'm trying to learn and I'm so pleased that he's putting it on there. Like Angela's when she's saying risk on, risk off, and then nails the move. It's all good and it's all healthy debate and discussion as well. And I value everybody's opinion in there. But how many rooms do you know who've got someone who's been trading for 18 years, massive? He will say it's not massive size. He will say that, but it is big size compared to all of us guys. I'm sure it is. Been on an FX dealing desk. Been trading in Chicago. Been in freaking Switzerland or wherever it is trading. The guy is an absolute trading pedigree. Like he is the man, and he's in our Discord and he's like offering us guys, like bits of wisdom. Obviously, he doesn't ever want to give us too much to his strategy, and I appreciate that. But he's in there like calling out trades. The trades he's called out on pound US dollar and that they've all been really really good. Like where are we going to find this? Like the guy's a ledge. Completely. And you're not going to get that, are you? And I appreciate it so much. I really do. So everybody that's in there, everybody that's putting stuff on. We have got some lurkers though. I do appreciate that. I think there's probably about 30 or 40 people that are in there contributing. Now, if you are one of those lurkers, please, I would love it if you, come on and offered some input, because it would be good to get to know who you are, what you're trading, and sort of so the whole group can get to know everybody, because I think we've got about 170 or 160 in there at the moment, and I think probably there's only about 30 people that are in there sort of actively contributing. I would like to see everybody. But yeah, honest to God, we have got some absolute ledges in there. It's good. And also it is entertaining, isn't it, as well, a little bit. It's all about trading. It's none of that Twitter fluff. There's no sort of guruing in there. Little bits, but that's acceptable. There's little bits, but everybody's sort of, trying to get ledge status, aren't they, in the Discord? And I don't mind that. Competition's a little bit, it's always healthy in any environment that we're in, so it's always good. But same as say, it's free, it's brilliant. The traders in there are calling the trades out. I don't know how it could be any better anyway. So it's massively positive, and I just want to thank everybody, because I've basically not really been on it, and everybody's just absolutely killing it. So well done to you guys, right? And I thank you very much for that. Andrew McHale, that plug socket at head height in the old room always used to rile my OCD. You know what, Andrew? You know what I tell you why there's a plug socket there? That was going to be where we're going to have a TV on the wall there, and there was meant to be literally a TV covering that plug socket. We never got around to doing it, so that's why it's there. But yeah, it riled me too, mate. I agree with you. It did my head in. I used to hate it. I used to bang my head on it all the time, to be honest with you. Dave doesn't feel like trading today because he's scared of giving his profits back. Is that true, Dave? Let's just get in the Discord and see what's going on. Change has been on this morning. He's had a 3R down from 3 trades. He says he's not in sync with it. I like Change. I think he's a great guy. He's dead positive. He's always like dead early on the DAX, but I suppose it's because that's his night time and he's finishing off. But what a guy! He seems to be able to smash the DAX. Change, give it up, mate. If you suck tonight, get off it. Go and have your beer and enjoy your Friday. You've had a good week. You've had a good couple of weeks anyway, so don't push it, mate. They are ledges though. Both of them are. They really are. Mikos, like bloody hell. Where are we going to find a guy like him? In a Discord, like you're just not going to do it, are you? It's not often that you find ledges like him that are smashing the bloody oil markets and FX markets and have been in proper environments. in a Discord. So I'm dead thankful, but I'm also thankful to everybody. I appreciate everybody's opinion, and it's been very good so far. The main thing is you're keeping it real. I don't know what else to do, mate. Honestly, Dave, I wish I could come on here and smash it. I really do, but it's just not going for me. It really isn't. I don't know what to do about it. I feel like a right dickhead, to be fair. I don't know what to do. You know, I'm off. There's 50-50 wanting to change my market, but I know for a fact, right? I know for a fact the minute that I change my market and start trading oil, the volatility in oil will dry up and the DAX will just go bang. So I've got to just keep it. I've just got to just keep going. I don't know what else to do. I really don't. But it has been getting me down. I can't deny. Like this week, I have felt like giving it up. I really have. It's like, what am I doing here? Every time I get in the market, I just seem to freaking lose money at the moment. It's incredible. Yeah, man. Trend the market missed the DAX cut short because I was twittering with Tom Basso, the market wizard himself. Twitter will do that for you, mate. Keep off there, honestly. It's no good. Twitter pulls me in massively. It triggers me, and I think that's why we're all so addicted to it, isn't it? Twitter pulls me in, and it's like I don't know why, but it's full. Even though I don't follow people, I think Twitter algorithms are very good. Even though I don't follow people that have got anything to do with like vaccination or political type of stuff, they just seem to appear on my timeline, and then I get dead triggered and have to jump into it. And then after about half an hour, I think, why have I got into that? It pulls you in. It's horrible. It could have been easier. Put my fingers in the socket. So yes, guys. You know what, Dave? I don't think I'm going to be able to get any YouTube money, though. From what I've seen, it's basically impossible. Unless you've got like 100,000 subs or 150,000 subs, which is, you know, way, way, way out there. It's so difficult to do that. I don't think it's worthwhile, really, from what I've seen. I think like even if you've got like 10,000 subs or something like that, from the amount of time that you have to put on to making the video, to editing it, to getting it on there, I think you'd be better off getting work at Tesco or something, you know, for the amount of money that you get. Fair enough if you can go to 100,000 or 200,000 subs, then I think you might be doing all right. But 10,000, 30,000, 50,000, yeah, it's not there. Tom's coming on soon, everybody, by the way. Mr. Dante is having some desk problems. He's coming on soon. He's getting himself sorted out. He is. I don't know if he's going to come on YouTube and do a trade of a week or something like that. He's coming on though, and I want to try and get him up here on my live stream with me if I can. But he's setting himself up at the moment. But he's having some problems with his screens. I think he's ordered 6 screens. He's brought a system for $5,000, $5,000. And yeah, so I think you'll be seeing a bit more of Tom just lately, which is good because that guy's a legend. I always enjoy watching him myself, to be fair. There's not many people that I enjoy watching on YouTube or anything like that at the moment. They sort of everybody's hindsight stuff, aren't they? So it'd be good to have Tom in, especially if he starts doing some lives or something like that. I think it'd be good because I don't think he's you know, he's got comedy. He's a nice guy, and also he's not the sort of hindsight stuff where he's, you know, like everybody's shilling each other, which is always good. So I think he'll be on soon, Dave, which would be good. So I with this DAX at the moment, though, guys, I actually don't know what to do with it. Like, my honest opinion is, until like today, if you're looking at today's trades, right, you can only be bullish, can't you? For me, I'm thinking if we've just pinned off this 1 hour pin here off the top of this range. I'm thinking that hopefully we can move up. It's Friday. Fridays we've seen some movement over the last month or two. Mondays and Fridays have been particularly okay days over the last 2 months. So I'm hoping today that if we get at the top of balance, as you can see here, we've got the pivot beneath the market. We've got the 8 a.m. high there. And I'm hoping although current price action isn't the best, we're sort of consolidating into sort of a triangle pennant. I'm hoping that we can push through and I can get a trade on once we pull back. That's what I'm hoping for my strategy. And I've seen something like that setting up, like a little triangle. I know it's very rough, but it's like a consolidation inside balance again. Now I'm thinking, if we push up through there, the 1 hour looks absolutely bullish to me. And for the reason that, as you can see, we've had, when we get the consolidation of these pivots as well, like look at how close these pivots are to each other, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When you get like 5 or 6 pivots that are all very, very close like this, the next step out of it is normally the breakout. And I'm hoping, I think it'd be nice if we could get some, like proper movement on today. It's a little bit like this here. You see how these pivots are all so close together? Have a look at this little range here. I'll just put a square on it so you can see it. You see how when the pivots all go together like that, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you get the one that steps up out of it. I'm hoping that we can get this sort of price action today out of that top of the range. So go back there now, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you get the step up out. And have you seen this one here? It's very, very similar. It's a little bit longer, but you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then now you've got the step out. Now, if we get above here today, the top of this range, I'm expecting the price action to push out like so and go out that way. So can you see what I'm thinking? I just don't know if it'll give me an entry though to get long, but I'm hoping that it will do, if that makes sense to everybody. So hopefully we'll be good. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, he's coming back on, guys, which is good. It can only be good having that guy back. I think he's trying to lose some weight though. Yeah, for some reason, I don't know why, but he seems to think that he will look better on camera after he's lost a bit of weight. So I don't really know why anybody would be thinking that. I don't know. He looked fine to me when we went down at I last saw him, but he seems to think he's overweight. Now the camera does add a few pounds, we all know that, but I wouldn't be that bothered about it myself. I'd just get on there and do it. So I don't know what he's doing. I'm thinking he might be doing some sort of like video like this where he's got his face on the screen. But even if he's not, right, the camera does add £10 exactly right. But even if he's not, I've just said to him, get on there and just do it anyway without your face on the screen. Just go and do it. It's the voice and the knowledge that we all want to hear. So he needs to do it. I don't know why he's not. I think he does. I don't know. He's brought himself a £5,000 bike though, right? He brought himself this £5,000 bike about a year ago, and he's only been out on it once or twice. Like, I don't understand. But he's got all the gear. He goes out in like the cycling spandex and everything, and then does about 2 kilometers and comes home. It's like, well, you brought yourself a £5,000 bike, you've got all the gear, and then he's not out on it ever. It's got dust on it, his bike has. So I don't know. We'll have to see what's going to happen with him. Exactly. We're here for his training, not how he looks on camera. I just trend the market. I stream, so give me something to do really more than anything. Did everybody watch that stream yesterday with that Vinny E-Mini, by the way? Now, I am not fucking calling that guy out. He is mental. He's got like private detectives and shit on ICT. It's beyond me all that is. I watched it yesterday and I was like, this guy is insane. Like, here's the guy. The guy's doing a great job of ICT because that guy is a massive shilster. He massively is. He's probably the worst. He's probably the worst at it. And after coming on here and telling everybody, he was on YouTube saying to everybody like he's not good. The videos that he was doing and that guy had his voice on where he's saying like, I'm not going to charge anybody for anything, but could you just come on Twitter and could you just point out to me if you're willing to spend $150 a month on me mentoring you, would you just come on Twitter and give me a thumbs up? It's unbelievable. So yeah, I'm glad he's calling ICT out, and that can only be a good thing. But the guy looks absolutely crazy. Now Tom knows him. Tom speaks to that guy. I've never spoken to him. I've never had nothing to do with him. But I know that Tom does speak to him. Now I think he's crazy. That guy is. I wouldn't want to even sort of. I wouldn't even want to get involved in any of it for me. It's the old adage, isn't it? The old saying. What is it now? What is it? If you should never wrestle with a pig in mud because the pig basically likes it. I think it's like an Italian saying. I forgot what it is. Let me look it up. But it makes massive sense, and it's like that guy, that Vinny guy. If you were to ever like get into an argument with him, you basically got no chance because he absolutely loves it. So ICT, he's been an absolute idiot there. Never wrestle with a pig in mud. You both get dirty, and the pig likes it. That's the saying, right? Now, ICT picking on that Vinny guy is probably the most stupid thing he's ever done because that guy absolutely loves it. You can tell that he gets more of his positivity from arguing with people than anything else. Like he spent nearly an hour and 20 minutes or 2 hours basically arguing with somebody, and he's gone to the hassle of like recording voice messages, like putting texts and tweets on like a mass, like he absolutely loves it. You've got no chance. You've got no chance of that guy. So to get into any type of dispute with him, you're basically doing your arse. You've got to keep away from him. You really have. He's totally crazy, isn't he? But same with him, right? Is he selling something himself? Yes, he is. If I had something called AlgoBox that was making, the sort of returns which he suggested it does, would I just probably be trading it myself? Maybe. Would I be trying to sell it? Because I've got my strategy on here, right? Now, over the course of a year, my strategy makes money. I can provide everybody with that data, and I could come on here and sell it. But the minute that you're selling something, it's not going to work any longer for yourself, is it? It's not. I would be very surprised if it did, because if everybody starts trading that way, then surely that edge is going to stop working. That's what I would suggest. So I don't. It's like. He's calling ICT out for selling stuff, but then he's basically selling stuff himself. So I don't get it. I really don't. I don't understand these people. Yeah, we're on about Vinny, but he seems a good guy. He seems a good guy because he's basically calling ICT out. Now I don't know if that AlgoBox works or not. I would like to have a look at it, to be fair, to see if it does. If that guy'd be willing to. I'd buy it. I don't know how much it costs or anything, but if it's not ridiculous money, if something's making money like that and it's proven to make money, I'd maybe willing to have a go at it. I doubt it does though. That's my problem. I doubt it does. Has anybody ever got the AlgoBox? Has anybody used it who's in the room or a Discord? Has anybody ever had the trial or something like that with it? Has anybody in our room ever actually brought a strategy off anybody that's actually made money, and you're still trading it now? I'm just wondering, are you able to make money with a strategy that you've brought off somebody, or you've, like a mechanical type system that you've brought that you think, like them old black boxes on MT4 or anything like that? Has anybody ever run anything like that and made any money? I'm interested. I think if you've got an edge, you basically don't want to go around shouting about it to a point where you're mass selling it. You can probably tell a few people or whatever, but the minute that you start mass trying to sell it, I'd be very surprised if it worked. Jason, good to see you. Take care, mate. I watched one of his live arguing with a teenager. He has no mercy. You asked Tom what he thought about AlgoBox and that Vinny guy on Twitter, DM. You've got no reply. Oh dear. Oh dear. It has a free trial, right? You know what? Maybe one of us should do it. Maybe we should jump in there and do it. That'd be good. Shall we do it? Shall we get an Argo box? I'll see if I can get on there. It's got to be worth it, hasn't it? It'd be good to see. If the guy's giving a free trial, I'd be surprised if it didn't work, to be fair to him. Sierra, you ain't gonna get a reply back from Tom about that, I don't think. The reason for me that he won't want to, it's like poking a tiger, innit? And if you know, he's better off just not saying anything, I imagine. If you know what I mean. Yeah, man, Bishu, I've had I've spoke about WB trading before. I got his strategy as DAX one to see what he was up to. I had the same problem. I managed to get my money back off him eventually though, because his results were false. I've been into this before. The guy falsified his spreadsheet. It wasn't right. So his results were fake, basically. Yeah, so don't keep away from that guy. Yeah, I think that's basically it, Sierra. Why do you want to bring any of that smoke to your own sort of? You just don't want none of it, do you? So I'm gonna just leave it there, to be fair. But I will do a free trial if there's one there. That's got to be worth doing. Mark Williams is calling a long footsie out a while ago, saying he's getting long the footsie at 50 and he stops at 40. That ICT is the worst though. I think he could probably be the worst for me. I don't think there's many who are as bad as him. Probably AstroFX. And it's funny how they're all the same guys are all on the dealer plugin, aren't they? Like Astro on there, ICT's on there. But what he was saying on Twitter on that voice thing, where he was saying, if you listen to that VE Mini YouTube, where he's basically saying to people, oh, how would you feel, like $150 a month if you put your hand up? It's like, he's so cunning and so clever, that guy is. He sort of like sets everybody up for it. So he's constantly sort of feeling everybody out, the mood out, to get his shill out, and then he comes on and just shills like. So he sets everybody up first of all by saying it's going to be completely free. There's no charge for anything, and then slowly but surely he starts to wind them in. He's such a slippery snake. It's unbelievable. Nobody says Vinny E Mini's name, he'll come for you. What can he do to me? Like, what have I ever done? I've never charged anybody, I've never shilled anybody, so it'd be very difficult for him to sort of come and have a go at me. But I don't know if his stuff works or not. I really don't know. I'd like to see if it did. Because if it did, I'd trade it if it made money. Definitely. Hopefully he'll give me a free trial. That'd be good. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So how is everybody anyway, guys? How has everybody been doing? There's been some people on in the Discord this week who've been putting the losses on and stuff like that. One guy jumped in on last Friday on the trading strategy stuff, which I thought was really good. There's been some good guys who've put. I think Dan put something on the 7th or the 11th in the Discord. Have a look at that. He's put a lot of different type of trading books on and stuff like that, and I had a look at it. They're all free. They're on there. There is one other spot where I get good trading books from. I should probably give the guy a bit of a call out. But I don't know if you follow David Bell on Twitter. Now, yes, he's a bit of a shillster, and he's got his own macro-dizziac stuff out where he shills out a little bit, and he does like an economic type of paper every day, which I think some people say is quite good, to be fair. And I don't know if he actually trades himself, I don't know. But if you go onto that David Bell's website, the guy's got, if you go into the top of it, he's got PDFs for trading PDFs and books. Now, Dan's put some fabulous ones on there with a great collection, but David Bell has also got a fantastic collection. I think he's got like nearly 2,000 books, all in sort of alphabetical order, like Dan's done. and there's some great books on there. That Mark Fisher book's in there that I've got off there for free, and I really enjoy looking at all that. It's good. So have a look if anybody wants any free books. Dan's got you fixed in the Discord, and also David Bell's website's got you fixed for the PDFs. Go on there and have a look. They're really good. You can download them for free. There's thousands of them. Morning, Aaron. How you doing? Good to see you, mate. Kurt, you haven't made a trade at all. You've got no quality setup. Dave, tell me about Market Profile. Do you use that, Dave? I've been looking all week, right? I'm trying to not figure out what your strategy is or anything like that, but I can't work out how you sold that level the other day. I'm looking at it and thinking to myself, how is he what is he shorting there? Like, why is he shorting at that point? And I can't work it out. Or maybe it's a fib extension or something like that. I don't know. Was it Market Profile orientated, the bias to your trade, Dave? Because same. You made some great trades this week. I really had seen it. How you put it on and you've got your lines for your stop, your entry, and your target, and it looks like you can clearly see your risk reward. You can clearly see how you're entering the market. But what I can't get is like, why? What is the bias that gets you in that market there? Can you let me know, Dave? I don't want to know the exact strategy, okay? You don't have to hand over the keys to your kingdom, as they say, but I'm just interested. I really like how you trade the market, to be fair. It's cool. It's good. It's a good system that you've got going. And I'm interested. But if it is Market Profile type stuff, you don't have to give me the actual ins and outs of it, but if it is, then if you could just obviously give me a thumbs up that it's Market Profile or whatever, because I don't know how you're coming across the bias or the context to get you in, if you know what I mean. And I think it's interesting. Aaron, you've had a big down day earlier in the week, revenge trading. Man, that sucks. You know what, Aaron? I hadn't seen you about in the group this week, and I thought I did think I wonder what you're up to. I thought you might have been having a week off. What's happened then? What's happened, dude? You know what, WB Investing? We'll do that, mate. That's a great point. We will do that. I'll do that in a second. We'll make one for resources, books, strategy videos, PDFs, that type of stuff. That'd be amazing. If you could put your info on there, that'd be awesome. I'll do that, definitely. I'll set one up. We'll get a new tab going. You were sulking. Yeah, it sucks, man, doesn't it? What day was it, though? I assume, is it the DAX or the NASDAQ? What were you doing? I honestly think if you don't mind sharing what day it was, the sort of percentage that you were down, what you were doing, it can help you in getting it off your chest. I always think a problem shared is a problem halved. Sorry, for me. What day was it? What were you in? What trade were you on? Let me know. And I know I'm going to be looking at it in hindsight, and it always looks like the NQ got chopped up in a zone. I mean, I've had a bad week this week, to be fair. I know how you feel. What did you do though? Did you get in too big? Did you average in too big into the zone? What were you doing? It sucks, dude. I feel for you, honestly. I fucking hate it. I do when because the thing is as well. The second that you take yourself away from that computer screen, like I've been there so many times. When you're having that bad day like that, and you're fighting it, and you might be making mistakes, or you might have just got too big or something like that. You lose the money. The trade's done. You get up off your computer and go. The minute that you take yourself out of that environment, you think to yourself like, what the hell was I thinking? Like, why have I just done that? Especially, I assume you're on your own as well, Aaron, like me, trading on your own. See what day it was. So it was Tuesday on the NASDAQ. Let's have a look. Mate, I'm not trying to come out of any just want to get it through to you, right? I aren't trying to come out of any hindsight bullshit here, because I appreciate that when you're in the zone and you're taking them trades, you're not looking at it with this hindsight that I've got today, right? You're in the trenches that day, I'm not now. So like what I'm going to go over there and say now, it's just me having hindsight, isn't it? So I'm not trying to be all high and mighty or anything like that, because I appreciate it's fucking horrible when you're in the trenches and you're in the heat of battle and you're taking a few losses. It's horrible. It really is. It sucks. So you're in this zone here, are you, mate? On Tuesday, and we get this. I'd call this an open drive, right? Down. Now I remember this being a really weird open on Tuesday. Really strange. I was watching this Nasdaq myself on Tuesday, the open, and it just looked dead strange to me, because we sort of flitted about in this area here. There's the open, and then we get this rollover and this massive sort of drive down, and then this bear flag here was what was interesting me. I was thinking that this is a bear flag, but it didn't look quite right for me. I just thought it looked like too much of a V, and there was nothing in here in this zone here that I could have lent on to get the rollover on. And it was, when this was rolling over here, it looked so choppy. And then this candle here for me, this 5-minute bullish candle, I was thinking, right, the three candles here where this has rolled over, these guys here are toast. This thing's gonna go that way up, and then it didn't. But it was just the most choppy, shite sort of expansion lower. Because with the aggressive move, the impulse down here, when this rolls over, you'd be expecting it for, to really roll over and go again. And for me, all this chop here, I was just thinking to myself, this is horrendous. So even though the short was there, it wasn't easy trading that move. It really wasn't. And after, I remember seeing this candle here and this candle here and thinking this thing is going to go that way. I was thinking that this thing is going to go that way up to get me. And then it just rolled over again. So even though you traded this thing short here, that was a difficult, for me, I would have been trying to trade that short there. It would have been a really, really tough hold, because the chop in this leg low was absolutely awful. Or was that what you were doing then? Let's just have a read. Everybody that's in the chat, see what Aaron's doing. Right, so you were getting taken out slowly by essentially more volatility than my stop size could cope with, but just kept on fighting, and I couldn't stop myself continually trying to get the trade. Yeah, you're on your own, mate. I have been there. I have done exactly that before. I know exactly what you're talking about. So the open big short made money, was up from the short, then kept trying to get the next leg down. You know what, mate? I didn't read what you put, and I knew that. I was thinking about this trade here myself. I was very, very close to hitting this short here myself on my live account, but I was into this here, but I was just thinking, this is a bit too upright, and then this candle here just put me off. But I was thinking about getting on this flow down. But then as this was going on, I was thinking, I couldn't work out what it was going to do. It looked like it was going to roll, then it'd push up, then it'd drop. It was just ridiculous. It kept going down, but really, really volatile. Yeah, the rotations were awful. So once you gave back the 1k profit, you got more and more wound up and couldn't step away. Then flipped from 1 contract to 5. Fuck, man. And then obviously the 5 lots went the wrong way, 6k down in several bites. Man, that sucks. That's sort of price action there is the type of price action basically it's why I stopped. And I'm not saying that you should do that, by the way, because you're obviously a way better. You're a better 1 minute shorter time trader than I am. But that piece of price action there is why I basically stopped trying to be in the market as much and trying to just get basically one trade and jump on the flow and that's it. Because that's the type of day where I would have got freaking drove over, similar to what you've done on that day. But I had a lot of them days, and they're the days for me, like where I've said to you before in the past, where sometimes I'd come out of a move like that. Let me just go back over to it. Sometimes I'd come out of a move like that, and I wouldn't know how I'd made any money, and I'd look back at it and think, fucking hell, I got through that move by the skin of my teeth. Like it was touch and go, and sometimes I'd lose, and sometimes I'd come out, but the volatility of the move would have got me in, got me out, got me in, got me out. I would have stopped out, I would have made some money, then I would have got back in again, and I would have scratched out. And it's like I was trying to it's where you're trying to get leverage on to a move, but the market volatility, it's not letting you get the size on that you need comfortably. The volatility, the moves are too big to get size onto a move, and you don't want to get size onto a move and then the volatility come back in and stop you out, because the volatility is increased and you're trying to get the size on because the move still looks quite good, right? Because you're thinking to yourself, like, right, this leg down here, it's going to roll. You're right in your bias, but the volatility doesn't let you get the size on comfortable enough to actually make any money. The DAX moves like that sometimes, and they were the days where I just think to myself, like, fuck it, one of these days, like, I'm gonna really fucking do my arse, like, really. And that's why these are the types of moves where I sort of feel to myself, do you know what? I don't know if I'm better off trying to go down a different avenue here, because I was probably worse than you, Aaron. Like, I probably was. If I'm not gonna lie to you, like, I would have probably done my arse more than you did yesterday during that sort of rotational side of the market. And I've been there. I've been so stressed out and so fucking angry and anxious that I think I have broken a monitor screen before. I'm sure I have in the past, where I've fucking, just gone totally crazy. This is how it gets you, though, because you're right in what, you're right, but you're still wrong. And I think them days as a trader are the most frustrating days. They really are. That's one of my massive triggers, where you're right, and the market, every time you get into it, it doesn't let you get the size on, and then you're fighting your own emotions, your stress levels go up. I completely know where you're coming from. I really do. It really does suck. So I feel for you there, mate. What tended to happen with me as well is, like, I would be in here in this move. This is what used to happen to me as a day trader. I would see this, like Aaron, the impulsive move down, and on this pullback here, I'd be trying to get short, right? But I would try and because I would think that this is a high. Mikos was in the room the other day, and he was saying that on the higher probability trades, you should try and get more size on. So this is a massively important point, and this is what I always used to get fucking wrong all the time. And I would have to suggest that people that get it right are just better at trading than me, right? There's no in between about that. So I'm not saying that what I'm going to say now is impossible and other people can't do it, because they definitely can. But for me, I couldn't do it. The hardest thing for me would be seeing this impulsive move down, seeing this pullback back up, seeing the rollover, and then what I would do is, this would be one of them moves where I'd be thinking, right, this is my bread and butter setup. We've had an impulsive move down, we've had a pullback, I'm going to hit the short, but I wouldn't want to hit it with just my normal risk. I would be thinking to myself, right, I'm going to size up. This is what I should do. This is what all the guys in prop do. They size up on these moves. Like, I would go like Aaron says, maybe 3 or 4 contracts, or 5, or maybe like twice as much as you normally risk, or 5% of your account, let's say, on this move. Now, what would happen is I would probably get short in this point here at 78s, and the market would rotate down, and it would come straight back up to 76s or around my entry with my spread, and I'd put a break-even stop in, and I'd get stopped out there. And then instantly, as I got stopped out for break-even, the fucking market would move down again without me, and then I'd get short again, and I'd put my stop back up at the high here, and then because I'd be angry that the market had just taken those profits off me, because they were quite big on the little move down that I'd had, I would be really pissed off. So then I'd get in again, and then it'd come back up and it'd stop me out for break even again. And slowly but surely, what happens is my actual entry from this point got worse and worse and worse and worse. So by trying to be greedy and by trying to get more size on and think that this move here is the killer move, and all of these prop guys, they get more money on, is that, you know, like they get a really good setup, I actually ended up causing myself loads of damage. One, emotionally, and two, because I wasn't willing to hold the entry because my size was too big. I actually got a worser entry all throughout the move, and I'd end up fucking down here, getting short, and then my stop would be above this eye here, and this big green candle would then stop me out, and I'd be in my biggest size in a really bad spot, and I would lose like 5% of my account, and then it'd go again without me in this point and stop me out, because I'd be trying to put my stop then in here really tight, thinking, right, well, if this goes up here, it's going to go without me. And basically just fighting it like that all the time. This is why it makes so much sense to me what Aaron said, because this is how I used to trade many moons ago, thank goodness. But I couldn't handle it. So Aaron, I take my hat off to you. You're a braver man than me. You're a better trader than me, and I hope that you get it back as soon as possible. And then the thing that will break your heart the most is the fucking thing actually goes without you then. And it actually makes its move without you. So after stopping you out for your max size in this point here and constantly giving you the worst entry as it rotates up against your oversized position, the thing then goes without you. And when you look back at it at the end of the day, you think to yourself, how the fuck I'm sorry for swearing, how the hell have I made money? How the hell have I lost money today? I've lost 4% or 5% of my account. I knew the fucking move was there. It was there. I traded it, and I've lost money, and I haven't made anything, and I've ended up losing 5% of my account. Yeah, I knew it was going down, and this is the type of shit that I used to do. Aaron says that I'm describing him to a T. Aaron, I'm describing myself to a T as well, mate. Honestly, I'm describing myself honestly. This is why I can describe it so well. Because mate, this is how I used to trade myself. I've been there, and I would have these days like where, you know, like you're describing yourself on Tuesday. But what that would do to me from a psychological perspective is it would basically unsettle me massively, and then I wouldn't be able to get myself out in the next 2 or 3 days. I wouldn't be able to go and trade again for 2 or 3 days because emotionally, I would feel like I've jumped off a cliff. You know, like. I'd have anxiety. I'd be thinking so negative as well about the markets. You know, like about my own trading and about the markets and how they're moving. And then I'm just not in a good place to then go and trade and make any money, if that makes sense to you. So what I'm saying to you is like, from my perspective of me, I just had to come away from that because it wasn't my personality, my own personality. I couldn't take any more of them types of days. Like it just wasn't acceptable to me. It was ruining my whole sort of personality as a person, basically. You're a chilled bloke in general. See, I'm not that much of a chilled bloke in general either. I'm sort of I've got a bit of a spiky personality, really. So, you know, like you're a better man than me. You really are. For doing it, and I hope that you can get back in there this week and you'll make it all back. I'm sure you will anyway. But I appreciate you coming on here anyway and obviously going through it, because not a lot of people would, you know. Not a lot of people would, and that to me is part of the reason why you will make it and you'll get yourself back right. Because if you're willing to come on here live on a YouTube where there's people on here watching who don't know you, and you're willing to be honest about it, that would be something that would point me into saying, I reckon Aaron's going to, obviously, you know, he's going to smash it again, definitely, because you're being honest about it. I'm sure you'll make a success of it, mate, and I wish you all the best, and I'm sure you will. But I would have done exactly what you've done there with that move. So look, got stopped out by 1 pip. Oh God, man. With a name like Sir Luck, you got stopped out by 1 pip. That's no good. That's no good. That's not lucky, is it, Sir Luck? That is it's trading, man. It sucks. It absolutely sucks. And the worst thing about that Nasdaq move is if you said to anybody like, I've lost money trading the Nasdaq today, and they looked at that chart and like that for me is just one of the, in hindsight, it's one of the easiest patterns that you'll see, right? It really is in hindsight. But when you actually put in real money on the line in this volatility, this chop, this movement, oh god, it's so difficult. It really is. Altro, hello mate, how you doing? Long time no see. Yeah, you too mate, you too. Good to see you, pal. Sierra says he thinks that I'm describing all of us at some point. Yeah. And some people can deal with that, right, guys? Some people can deal with that. Like, Aaron can obviously deal with that. He's obviously... WB's done revenge trading with 30 lots. Wowzers. That is incredible. On the Nasdaq as well. That Nasdaq doesn't mess around, does it? It really doesn't. It's one of them markets. It's like the DAX. It's just... The volatility alone just makes you go, Jesus Christ, it's awful. It's when you start flipping long and short and getting it wrong both ways. I've done that as well, Aaron. I've done that. Though, dude, that's in part why I build the IB into my system, right? Because I used to do stuff like that, and I just wanted to go with the flow, one direction. So that's why I just go with the flow. So for me, with that Nasdaq there, I would only be trying to get short because I would be thinking that on this candle here, 1640, that that's the low end. And we're going to go up and trying to jump on that long after getting short in here, and then it would go without me and then be short. It's like, so that's why I put the IB in and just stick to the IB flow. Long above, short below, nothing in between. Thanks, Lawrence. Thanks, matey. I appreciate that. Good to see you, Lawrence, as well. Morning, Nathan. It's such a hard game, isn't it, this, guys? It really is. I take my hat off to anybody that's making money, especially this last month or whatever. The last couple of months have been really, really difficult, especially if you're trying to trade any sort of expansion or breakout type. Yeah, nothing worse than getting top and tail in the market. So this week I've been thinking to myself all sorts of shit. Honestly, I've had my tinfoil hat and I've been thinking to myself, this IG, they've got somebody who's trading against me, and it's like when you actually think about it, it would basically be impossible that they'd be moving the market to sort of go against my position. Like, why would they do that? Like, I'm not some London whale. I'm just like a nobody, like a grain of sand on a beach of liquidity. It's like, that's me. It's like I'm just the grain of sand on a full beach of it. So they're not, if you think about it logically, IG are not going to be sort of actively sort of trying to stop my position from going in profit. But I've been thinking like that this week. I really have. It's how it gets you, this game, honestly. It really does. It's such a bastard. I half of me wishes that I would have put my energy into something else. Like, I've spent 11 years on this freaking shit. 11 years, man. And it's so painful still. It's like pulling teeth. Even on the good days, there's always something that you've done wrong. And on the bad days, there's always something that you've definitely done wrong. There's not many days, is there, when you feel like you've smashed it. Like, this is the issue with trading. Like if you've been play football and you've had a good game or whatever, you feel good about yourself, don't you? If you've done a trade or like a different type of trade and you've had a good day, or you've sold a car, like the buzz is there. With trading, you can have a really good day and you still think like you've not done enough, not made enough. There'll be things that you will have done wrong even on your good days. So you're just constantly like feeling bad all the time about how can I improve that? How can I get better? How can and then you've got to deal with all the losses as well. And I know it's all psychological, but like if you're losing money, I don't care who you are. It has got to affect you at some point. Like I've basically been treading water now for nearly 3 or 4 weeks. It's getting me down. It's driving me mad. it's the toughest gig ever. It really is. Now, if somebody said to me again at the start of all this, like, look, you can have your 11 years back. Go and do something else. You know, in them 11 years, go and learn how to be a doctor. You know, maybe not a doctor. I wouldn't want to see people's buttholes or something like that. That wouldn't be for me. But you know, like if somebody said go and learn how to be a lawyer or like a a solicitor or anything like that. You've got 11 years. A pilot, right? I would a first officer or a captain on an airplane or something like that. You've got 11 years of your life. Go and do something. I don't think I would make this decision again, if I'm being honest with you. I really wouldn't. I'm too far down the line now, in my opinion. Like, I'm not trying to be negative about it, but it is what it is, right? I'm just being honest. If somebody said to me, look, you can have those 11 years back, the first 5 of them you just felt that you're totally depressed, like you're just trying to figure this game out and it's the hardest game in the world. Somebody keeps on just putting the target there, and then when you think you've got it, you're just going to move it to over there. I actually don't think I would do it again. I really don't. If, like, my best mate come up to me now and said, actually, tell a lie, one of my very good mates rung me up yesterday and said he's thinking about getting into Bitcoin. Can you believe that? This is a true story. He's a builder, construction, good friend of mine, very good friend of mine. Spoke to him yesterday, and in the middle of the conversation, he says, this is what he says: one of his labourers, a young lad, is doing really well on this crypto thing, and he's been making loads of money with the wages that he pays him. He's been buying crypto with it. He's like, I've done all right over the last year. I'm thinking about investing in it. What do you think? I just want to ask for your advice. And I'm like, whoa, here we go. And then obviously you don't want to sound like a bit of a know-it-all dickhead, do you? So I'm just saying to him, like, look, you do whatever you think. Like, you do you, Steve. Like, I can't really support you in it because obviously I don't really know what I'm talking about it with myself. If you're asking me about all the individual types of little cryptos, I don't know enough about them to sort of give a valid opinion on it. But if you want to get into buying some Bitcoin or something like that, then as long as you're willing to lose the money that you put in, then I don't really see a problem with it. So, like, is the top in soon? If it's the old saying, isn't it? When all the people start getting involved, when the taxi driver is giving you stock tips, it probably isn't. We're probably not far from a top, but anyone got caught in that gold move 2 days back? I was in short, convinced it would fade out. Move was so strong, should have known. So you got caught in that gold move, did you, pal? Nathan. I saw that, by the way. Yeah, Aaron, that's one. You know what though, Aaron? That's one thing that pisses me off so much about spread betting. It's that's the thing there, right? Aaron makes a good point. There's so many times where I've got stopped, and there is. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of times it used to happen a lot in the past where I did get taken out on the spread, because basically, like that 1 or 2 ticks is massively important. I've been stopped out from the spread of IG more times than I would care to admit, and then I have to get back in, and it costs me more money to get back in again because it's moved away from where I was in at the first. So in the futures, you can keep it on, like you say. That is the good side about futures. I Sierra, honestly, I'm being honest completely. Like, I am too far down the rabbit hole, as Dave says. I am, definitely. But I, I, is it enjoy it? Like, as a lifestyle perspective as well. Like, the thing for me with trading is, right, you've always got the possibility, haven't you, of maybe getting funded or something like that with a real big account where you can start sort of leveraging a lot more money. But with the amount that I feel comfortable to risk of my own money on any given day or any given week or month or year, I'm not going to lie to you, I aren't earning the types of money where it's life changing. Do you get me? Yes, I'm up for the year, but with my account size that I've got, it's not like, like if I was the captain of an aeroplane, I would be earning more money. I'm sure I would. So, you're thinking to yourself, like, the lifestyle as well. Since I've started doing these YouTubes and stuff like that, it has helped me massively. And I do enjoy the interaction on the Discord and stuff that we're having, and that's been a massive plus. And I think it was with me. I had to do something like this. I had to do something like this to sort of create a community where there was people that were talking about trading more and stuff like that, because it was so lonely more than anything. Like I was just sat at home. I'd speak to the odd person on Twitter, don't get me wrong, but there'd be no like sort of community, any banter, stuff like that. And Twitter was just getting really toxic. And I thought to myself, like, I wasn't enjoying just sort of being on my own and trading all day, every day on my own. It was really, really tough to sort of be positive about anything. There's no crack, is there? There's no banter. There's nothing. Like, like the dog gets sick of my jokes, there's nobody to sort of interact with on a daily basis. So this is a big point of why I did set it up. And Tom said to me, like, you should do a YouTube and just try and create your own little community. And that's what I'm dead pleased that we have done. I really am, for that reason, for my own mental health, I think, more than anything. Because for me with trading, if you're not making lifestyle change, thousands and thousands of pounds, like if you're not on big money, then basically it's a very hard game to get paid an average wage, isn't it? Like how it is on your psychology, your stress levels, your anxiety, you're not seeing anybody, you're not getting out of the house, you're not interacting with anybody. If you're not making good money, like to the point where like the money's really good, then it's a difficult game to make money from. Like the goal for me, like eventually is, if this freaking strategy would start working, would be eventually to try and get funded and get a decent account where I can sort of make more money, and then the actual stress, anxiety, the ups and downs of the job are worthwhile, aren't they? Because you're getting well rewarded for it. But with a normal type of wage coming in from this, it's a very tough way to make a living. Is it worth it? You'd be better off going and do something else, really. So that's where I am with it, guys. Really, that I do think if I hadn't have started the YouTube offer, if I hadn't have done the Discord, then at this point in time now, if I'd been trading this strategy for the last 6 weeks, I would be literally ready to give up. I think I would be very, very similar, like ready to give up. Like Mikos was on the other day, like I would be asking him for a gardening job or a freaking cleaning the toilets job or something like that. It would be getting to that point, basically. Nathan, no. So let's get into it. My withdrawals on my account. I haven't made any withdrawals other than taking money out of my account to pay my bills with. So this year my account's up, Nathan. And I have to take a certain amount out of my live account every month to pay my bills, right? And that's it. So that money comes out whether I like it or not. But my account is up from the start of this year. So I'm taking profits that I've already made out, but I haven't made any money. I've been up and down, been shaking it all around, but I haven't made any money. So my account is basically going down every month. Why I don't make money, if that makes sense. So I need to start making some money. The pressure is also building, Nathan, right? Like, I'm not going to lie to you. The pressure is building at the moment with me. I need to make money. Like, we all need to make money, don't we? And I haven't made any. So the pressure, every month that goes by, if November's another month where I break even or I have a little slight loss again, then it's costing me money. So I need to start making money. It's as simple as that. If you know what I mean. So the pressure's on for me, Nathan. The pressure is on. I'm not going to lie to you. I am like up to here with it at the moment. But there's nothing I can do. I don't know what else I can do. Are we probing the top of balance here, guys? Yeah, we're just pushing out to the top of it. I'm just trying to be completely honest with everybody, because obviously, and the worst thing about it is as well, not the worst thing, but everybody that I speak to at the moment, like who are in other areas of business and stuff like that, like I spoke to another guy yesterday, just to change the subject again, I spoke to another guy yesterday who was the head of a building yard. So he owns a building yard where they supply all bricks, insulation, tiles, wood, stuff like that. And I had a long conversation with him because to get into a long story short, he's a decent friend, and I've had the planning permission granted on a piece of land that we've got next to our house. So I'm trying to work out how much it would cost us to get this house built on there. And I spoke to him. He said to me, in 21 years of doing what he's been doing, from the previous 5 years before the COVID pandemic, in the whole of those previous 5 years, he didn't make as much profit as he has done in the last year, in 1 year. So his balance sheet has exploded. He's never done so well. Basically, anything that he puts out on the yard, before where he'd be thinking to himself, oh, I don't dare put 20 pence on them bricks per brick because somebody else down the road is just slightly under me. Now he can put what he wants on anything, and people are just saying, yep, I'll take it, we'll have it. Everything's costing so much more money, but what my point of it is most people who I know have done really, really well this year, like really well, and I'm glad for them. I'm positive that they have done. But when you're sitting here and you're trying to trade and you're not doing very well, and you look out your window and all around you, everybody seems to be like, smashing it in other avenues of business, like they're doing really well. You think to yourself, hang on a minute, like what am I doing here? Like, I'm not making any money. Well, I haven't done for a while. I'm stressed out. It's driving me mad. The markets aren't moving how I want them to be moving. And I look out my window and all my other friends who I speak to are all absolutely smashing it in the real world, in the real economy. Like I've got another mate who's a car trader who's had his busiest year. He's never been so busy. He sold the same amount of cars in a month during the pandemic as he did in a quarter a year and a half ago. In 1 month. Like, he basically can't get the cars because every time he gets them, they just sell. And it doesn't matter sort of what he puts on them to a point. His margins are massive. And they just go out and they're gone. And you're sat here, you think to yourself, like, what am I doing here with my life? Like, what is going on? Like, have I made the wrong decision here? Should I be doing something else? Like, all these thoughts go through my head. And it's you got. I don't know. Successful, connected. Sorry, I think we just jumped out then. Yeah, everybody's smashing it, guys. Everybody's smashing it. Everybody's smashing it, but me, right? I'm not smashing it at the moment, and it drives you mad. So that's my point. I don't know what's going on with the stream now. Has it stopped? Something going on with it? Has it started lagging? What's going on here with this stream? Let's just get comments. What's going on with the stream now? Are we moving? I think we're okay. Yeah, I agree, Kurt. You have just got to push through. You have got to push through. And I will try. I'm going to try my best, right? I'm going to try and push through. I really am. But I'm not. I'm also not afraid to admit that, it's tough, really is. And I will be, if it ever happens, or I feel like I can't make this work. You've got to basically just move on, haven't you? And do something else. And I would never be afraid to admit that, because I think you'd be a bigger idiot to sit there and try and convince yourself that something's working when it's not. Thanks, guys. Stream's okay now. So yeah. So would you'd be a bigger idiot, wouldn't you? Because obviously every second that you waste on something that's not working any longer would be a second that would be better off spent doing something else. So I will push through definitely. But you know, like if we get to January or February and I'm still not making any money by that point, then I'm gonna have to. I've got a real problem now. I don't think that's gonna happen. By the way, I think I'll be cool. I think I'll be cool, but you know, it's one of them. Just trying to be completely honest, and I'm not one of these people who's afraid to admit that if something's not working, they're gonna like try and pull the wool over their own eyes and everybody else's. Um, I would basically just move on. Definitely, it's one of them though. I do have losing months. You know, like August was a losing month for me. It was. I do have losing months, but this has been like 5 or 6 weeks now where it sucks. It definitely sucks. It really does. So I'm in the depths. I'm in the depths of sort of negativity at the moment. I'm sure you guys all have all been there though, right? Oh, hey, oh, here he is. Top man's in the room. Awesome. Mikos, how you doing, big boy? Are you good? Good to have you on board, mate. We've all been talking about what a led you are. Don't know if you've heard. Kurt, so I think it's good you opened that topic because I have that lingering thought. Do you know what, right, Kurt? I know that even Mikos has thought about doing other things before. He's told me. I, you know, he even the best guys, you know, like you're gonna get them thoughts at some point in your trading. I think he had a quiet year. I think he told me, is it 2014 or 2015? He might be able to explain to you in the Discord, but I think he had a quiet year one year in 2014 or 2015, and he said it was tough that year, and he was thinking about moving on then, and then he just sort of the market sprang back into volatility again, and he sort of started doing well again. Now, you know, he's definitely made the right decision by sticking with it, hasn't he? And I think the market can do that to you. It takes you to the depths of real despair. You know, everybody goes through these periods in the trading where, you know, whatever you do, no matter what you do, you just can't seem to just get it right and make any money. And you either fold or you face it up and try and do something about it, don't you? Um, I will stick with it. Basically, I'll stick with it for as long as I possibly can. But I'm just trying to make the point that I'm not one of these guys that if something's not working, I won't stick around once I know it's definitely not working. If you know what I mean, that's what my point is. Mechanical, how you doing, mate? Good to have you in here. Nathan, on the tone of honesty, my moods over the past 5 years have taken. Nathan, I feel you, man. I feel you, honestly. And do you know what, mate? Right, I feel it's bad, isn't it? You know, like I'm going to be completely honest, right? The point that Nathan makes there as well is like I'm quite a happy-go-lucky, you know, banterish type of personality, and you know, like when I've had bad periods in my trading, I feel sorry for my wife more than anything. You know, because I'm not saying like I take it out on her or anything like that. I'm not like, you know, like Phil Mitchell, like, you know, what are you doing? Not like that at all. But you lose that sparkle. Like you lose your sparkle as a person. I think trading can take that away from you. If you're going through a bad period, or you're going through losses, or you're eating losses every day, it takes that sparkle out of your personality. It does for me anyway. Um, it ruins my personality. It makes me a bit more angry, a bit more stressed. I don't feel like, you know, like on a bad day, if I've had a bad day or you know, like a bad couple of days, if my wife says to me like, "Oh, do you want to go for some food, or do you want to go take the dog for a walk, or do you want to go and grab a coffee or something like that?" Somewhere, I'm like, I don't even want to leave the house. You know, like that's a massive part of it for me, where I do think to myself like, you know, for me, trading the old way, which we've pointed out to Aaron before, which is how I would have been trading that Nasdaq move. Them days like that, they would have done me in, and I would feel like, it would ruin my sparkle, take my mojo out of me, and I'd just be a fucking idiot probably to live with. So I feel sorry for my wife as well, really, because it's one of them careers where it starts affecting the people around you as well, because you can't. There's so much to take in, especially if you're on your own. You're sat in your own room, you're in your own house, you're a retail trader, you're not around other people. So you've got nobody else, have you, to sort of push any of that stress onto. You need to share the problems that you've got. So when you've had a bad day or a bad day, a couple of days or a big loss, let's say, there's nobody that you can sort of share that with and get it off your chest. So for me, I used to keep it all in, and then my wife would be like, why are you in such a bad mood? Why are you so down? Like, why do you not want to do anything? And that's how this would get me. It's tough. It does. It's one of them jobs that does affect the people around you. And if that's the case with any of you or anybody like that, get on the Discord, jump on there, be honest about what's going on, and it can only be a positive, because as a problem shared is a problem halved, right? So get on the Discord, be honest with people, like Aaron's done today, jumping on this YouTube and sharing what's happened, right? It helps, it really does. It's helped me in the past. What's Miko saying? Trading is nuts. I wouldn't advise anyone to get into it. Much better and easier money elsewhere. Yeah, I agree. I do agree with him completely. I do agree with him. It's tough. It's the toughest, easiest money you'll ever make. Just see if I've got a trade setting up. He says all this and then he starts looking because he's got a trade setting up. You know what I mean? This is crazy, isn't it? So you're here telling everybody, don't get involved in this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. And then the DAX are setting a trade up and I'm jumping on it like a little crack addict, trying to make myself some money. What a loser. What a loser. Just can't help myself. Gotta keep spinning that roulette wheel. No, we're just probing the top of balance still. There's nothing going for me. Persistence, Mark. I have had a whole quarter on down returns. It's gutting. Feel like stabbing yourself. Well, don't do that, Bishu. Don't do that. Whatever you do not do that. I know you're only joking, and I hope you are, but same as say, don't do that, mate. We don't want that. But I understand how you feel, man. I feel the same myself. I really do. I feel down at the moment about it. It sucks. I think, though, you've got to be honest with yourself, guys, haven't you? If it's not working, and like me, after 11 years, Dave made a good point saying I'm too far down the rabbit hole. I do agree with him. I am too far down the rabbit hole. But if something's not working, I don't want to get... This is with me in trading, right? I don't want to get to the end of my life, whenever that may be, and think to myself, oh, all them years are wasted trying to crack that, and I could never do it. Like, I never got to be that big trader that I wanted. Like, I never got to have that big size. Like, if something's not going to happen, you're better off doing something else, because you could be, like Miko said, you could be that big property developer, you could be that big car dealer, you could be that big business guy. You could start a business up, something else that, like, all of you guys here watching this today, I've got no doubts that you are like putting massive amounts of work into trying to make this. Like, you'll have trading books, you'll be watching YouTube videos, you'll be back testing edges. Like the spreadsheets that people have sent me with the back test stuff that they've done. It's really, really in depth. It would have taken lots and lots of energy. Lots and lots of time and hard work to put together. And Mikos makes a good point. If you were putting that time and effort into another business that wasn't as difficult as this, you would probably be making way more money. I'm sure you would. In fact, but it's one of them. So don't get too clingy to the idea that this is You've got to make it in this game, and that is it. You know, if your gut's telling you, you know, this might not be for you, or you know, you've been here now for many years and you've not quite cracked it, don't be afraid of moving on. Go longer time frame if you really want to spend your life looking at the markets. WB makes a good point. Go into investing, you know, go into longer time frame stuff, monthlies, weeklies, so you still get that trading fix. You know, you still got that sort of foot in the market, but you know, your daily sort of concentration with this day trading type of stuff, that's on something else. That's on a new business, because I think that's what I'd probably do. You know, I'm not going to say like I'd ever turn my back fully on the markets. I do enjoy markets. I enjoy listening to all the economic stuff, the YouTubes about trading and stuff like that. I enjoy it. It's, you know, it is you know, not a habit, but an enjoyable sort of. You know, I'd much prefer to sit listening to an economic podcast about macro sort of views on the economy than like a Joe Rogan now. I you know, I like Real Vision, and I like that type of stuff more than just a normal podcast. So I think if I ever stopped the actual day trading type strategy stuff, for me, I would always keep one foot in the door of the markets, and I'd just go into longer time frame stuff and still keep a foot in. So then you're sort of keeping your foot in the door, and then you're putting your main sort of energy in the day into something else maybe, which you'd probably be way more successful at, if that makes sense to everybody. He makes a massive point again. The best days I've had making money, the highs are nowhere near as the lows when he loses money. Do some workouts help with the mental side effects of drawdown? Do you know what, Steve? I don't think they do, mate. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to be completely honest. When I've had a losing day, I don't want to go to the gym. This is probably why I'm so unfit at the moment compared to what I have been in the past, right? And it's because with trading, you are, as a rule of thumb, you're going to have 50% of your days that you spend in front of the screen are going to be losers, and 50% of them are going to be winners. So, but when I've had a losing day, I don't know why. I just don't want to. I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to like look after myself. It's a weird one. You just feel like you're pissed off, so you don't want to go. If that makes sense to you. So I do think that he would do. I think that working out, or any type of workout or anything that you can do after a losing day will help. But it's actually getting yourself out there and getting do it, isn't it? I don't feel like doing it. I just want to sit at home and feel pissed off really for the night, if that makes sense. Sierra, same, because I'm not going to have been even close on the sides, but defo's still the case. The highest highs don't take the edge off the lowest lows. It's such a perverse career. Just reading the comments, there's loads of them trying to catch up. Trading the higher time frames is much nicer and less stressful than watching for every 1 minute or 5 minute close. Automate. Yeah, mechanical makes a good point. Maybe that's where the real day trading is, if you're struggling with the actual. But same as say, right, if you're day trading and you miss an entry, or you know, like, your life does get in the way, doesn't it? I don't know many people that can sit there and just, you know, get every single entry spot on, you know, as a human being. That's why the banks have algos, isn't it, basically? Because mechanical wise, on the shorter time frame stuff, if you've got a good algo, it's way easier to sort of not have any bias, make sure that every trade is done correctly, that type of stuff. Humans always seem to mess up, especially me. I mean, I always sort of miss an entry or don't get the right entry because I'm trying to second guess my system, all sorts of shit like that. So maybe mechanical does make a good point. If you are struggling with that, maybe it would be worth looking into getting your own algo. Can you automate your strategy? Is it possible? Have you got a strategy that you can make mechanical in any way? Because if you have, I would think that it's highly likely, and I don't know if this could help Aaron because I don't know if his is, but it would make it highly likely that I think you would probably make more money than by operating it yourself, I would suggest. Because if your strategy makes money and it can be made mechanical, I'm sure the human side of it will end up costing you more money, if that makes sense. Mikos, do you work out then, buddy? You go in the gym? Do you get to go to the gym? So I'm just wondering, like, when you're in the gym, are you looking at your phone? Are you looking at your sort of platform and stuff like that? I can guarantee to everybody, the minute that I step in the gym, I get and set up. It's the most weird thing ever. I can sit in front of my computer looking at my screen all morning. The second that I walk into the gym, I get an entry. It's so weird. It's really strange how that happens to me. 3 times a week pre-COVID. Have you stopped then, dude, because of COVID? I've just started back up, I have, mate. Literally just started and got my Pure Gym subscription back up. Yeah, I was doing some of that yesterday. I was on the old... that's why I can't lift my arms up today, by the way. So I was on the old chest press yesterday, giving it the old pec deck stuff. And, like, I can't even move my arms up today. Terrible. Got to get rid of the man boobs. They're appearing, mate. Getting big. COVID has given me a pair of man boobs. I haven't caught COVID, but I've developed a pair of mammary glands. Small ones, but they're definitely there. So I've got to do something about it. So yeah, I started. I've been going. Dave, you're in the gym every day apart from Sunday, and a few saunas in between. Lovely, mate. Lovely. Steve, do free weight movements like bench press, you get more value. Good to release the stress hormones. Yeah, I think it is. My gym hasn't got a sauna, Dave. I go to the Pure Gym, right? It's not got one. They just have a basic gym. They don't have any sauna or anything like that. And the one that's got a sauna it's like probably another 4 or 5 miles. Oh, what a ledge. Sierra's on a run or on the weights every day. Sierra, are you actively trading the markets every day then, mate? Are you like a proper, not a proper trader? I don't know why I'm saying. Are you trading the markets for your only income, or have you got another job or anything like that? Is this your only sort of money making thing? Like, is it your main sort of income type of thing? Just wondering. Or have you got another career of any type? Mechanical, plays football twice a week. I coach my kids' team as well, mate. Mikos misses playing football. Mate, you should come up here and get into my vets team. And I don't mean like vets team like vets, as in like it's full of people that look after pets. It's a veterans team, over 35s. We'd get you straight in, mate. Oh, he snaps his ACL. No, maybe not then, mate. All right, okay, so you have another job in finance and you do this to complement or lose it all. Oh dear. Awesome, mate. That's good. That's good. I don't... Anybody that does that and has another income coming in, I think that makes this work way easier. It really does. Joshua's smashing it. Joshua's 2K run, weights, sauna, swim, 4 nights a week, football on a Sunday. Are you a Sunday leaguer then, Josh? Where are you playing, mate? What team do you play for? What league are you in? I used to love Sunday league. Played Saturday football for a long time though. The standard on Saturday was a lot better, but I used to love Sunday league. I used to play Saturdays and Sundays. Used to love it. Used to go out on the beers on a Saturday night, come back in about 5 in the morning, and then go and play football on a Sunday after 90 minutes on a Saturday. Who'd you play for, dude? I'm gonna go to the gym after this, by the way, guys. I'm gonna smash it. I'm gonna go do something, get some calorie burn going on. Sunday league, Barking and Dagenham league. It was a bit rough. What position were you, Mikos? Where did you play? Sierra's from Dagenham, Mikos. You gonna go do some deadlifts as well, are you, Steve? Awesome, mate. Centre mid. The old centre mid running the show. Love it. Were you a ball playing centre mid though, or were you a tackling centre mid? What was your game? Brian Robson style. I bet you had the mullet as well, didn't you? WB investing. Mark, I know what you're saying with day trading. Sometimes you're at a football session with... Yeah. Do you know what, WB? That's the case with me. Diversify. I agree with you. Let me know how to diversify, WB. Hit me up in the Discord, right? Let me know. Help me. Give me some advice. Push me in the right direction. Hit me up, brother. Pinging a pass. Here we go. Here we go. Pinging a pass. Sunday League used to... You know, like the kids today, right? We've got... For our kids team under sevens, and for our veterans over 35s team as well. I play for Congleton Town, I do, and in the Cheshire League, and we've got the facilities we've got now are so good. It is unbelievable. We've got Dan Sturridge, you know, the old Liverpool striker. He went to my school. He was about 5 or 6 years younger than me, and he paid for the school to have 4G, like the proper 4G as well, the real good stuff. And they built a stand there for him called the Dan Sturridge stand. So there's a stand there. The facilities are absolutely amazing. Now, when we were playing back in the day, and I'm sure Mikos and a few in the room will say, the pitches, right, on a Sunday league, they used to be absolutely horrendous. You couldn't even control the ball if someone passed the ball to you, because the pitch would be so rutted, and the grass would have like all verges on it. There'd be dog muck on the pitches. You know, just be horrendous. But the kids today, they are absolutely on it. The facilities that most of the kids have got with the 4G pitches and the ability to play no matter what. You know, because when I was a kid, if it rained, you didn't play football, you're off. Like, it was called off. But the kids today, and I think it shows with the England team, the current bunch of youngsters, it's no coincidence that, like, Phil Foden at Manchester City about 10 years ago, like, they're all coming into the game. Like, you know, they've spent years as being 10, 11, 12 when 3G was on, when 4G was just coming into it. And I think the facilities now for the kids, like our under sevens, are absolutely amazing. They're way better than I thought. I was a good footballer back in the day. I used to play for the county and stuff like that. You know, captain of most of my teams. The kids today at under 7 are doing stuff that I wasn't even doing till I was like 10 or 11. They are like miles ahead. And like you see some of them on Instagram and stuff like that. You know, like, because me and my lad follow a couple of them because he likes watching the skills that they do and stuff like that. They're so far ahead, and I think in the next 10 years, the technique and the skill that you're gonna see, it's gonna be like Messi and Ronaldo. They're gonna be like there, and I think these kids up and coming are gonna be like even higher than them. Like, it's unbelievable, and I think it's all down to facilities. They can play any time. The games are never called off. The surfaces are immaculate, so they can do all the training that they need on them, and the touch is always right. I think there's big things coming from football. There really is. I think the skill level's going to go way, way up over the next 10 years. Roy Keane all the way. Yeah, he's great. He was great, Ronnie Roy. Facilities are now amazing. You keep playing. You're 30. Are you 37 mechanical? So you're similar to me then. Yeah, that's us. You're the same as me, mechanical. It's amazing, isn't it? I love it. I love the pictures. I love going down there. It's fantastic. I really enjoy it. It makes it so easy for them all. I'm so glad that it's all changed from when we used to be involved in it. Mud and water flying everywhere with the ball not moving. Exactly. Yeah. Thanks, Conscious. Cheers, pal. It'll be a bit better the next week. There'll be some more stuff around, some new flags and stuff. Stomach rumbling again. Yeah, same with me, Mechanical. That's what I do. I've done my coaching badges. I have for my lads under sevens team. I manage and coach it. I do. He's in the under sevens at Congleton Town. Yeah, dead impressive. They're all absolutely really good. We've got a couple of lads who are they haven't lost a game yet. Our team haven't. We've played 8 and won 8. We're unbeaten. We haven't lost a game. But some of the lads that we've got are absolutely unbelievable. Quality. Bishu just turned 37. Got married 2 weeks ago. What am I doing with my life? What do you mean, Bishu? What's going down? Carolis is, remember, his coach chased the guy with his boot because of an argument. Who do I support in football? So yeah, Newcastle United and Manchester United, a weird one. Grandad's like Newcastle United back in the day, so I've always got a bit of a soft spot for them. But my lad, and where we live, it's Man United. He loves Man United. Henry does, loves them. He's crazy for it. He's got all the shirts hung up in his bedroom on the wall and stuff, and he's only 7. So we're Man United. But I actually support Stoke because I've lived in Stoke all my life. So it's a bit of a weird one. So yes, guys, I think I'm gonna call it a day soon here. Have I got a trade setting up here? Let me just have a look. I think I might have. No, I haven't. No. I need this thing to get out of balance before I hit it, I'm afraid. Crystal Palace. Oh, Patrick Vieira's doing some great stuff, isn't he? You beat Man City the other week. That was awesome. What a great result. Fabulous stuff. You're a United fan. Bishi, we've had some pain this year, haven't we? I'm off. Thanks, Nathan. I'm going to get off too now as well, mate, myself, to be honest with you. So, guys, I'm going to get off. I think it's time. Really appreciate everybody for coming in this morning. It's been fantastic. And I am going to jump on and do a few more lives next week again. Hopefully do some more live trading. And hopefully start making some money. If possible, that would be nice, wouldn't it? So, I appreciate everybody jumping in. It's good to see you all in here, guys. Thank you all. It's all been dead positive again. And hopefully see you in the Discord. But on top of that, have a lovely weekend. Enjoy your weekend. And if you've lost money, have a good weekend. Make sure you have a good weekend. Go and do something positive for yourself. Thank you for being honest and thank you for taking part. It's been good. Appreciate you all. See you later. Have a good weekend, guys. Take care.